Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to the podcast where we friends discuss about the global events in context to India. Today we have with us Nimish, our dear friend. So today we are only a duo cast. So Nimish, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We should do something this year about our friends Mayur and Sunil. We should make sure
Exactly,
we
exactly.
we stay as quadcast and don't turn into a duocast.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, we should. We Anyways, after the during the last episode, we made several goals. Have you worked on any of them?
No, not really. I'm in India right now, and I'm waiting to
Okay.
go back to the UK and then start working on my goals. Because all my goals are sort of the kind of goals which I have to do in the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly, exactly.
How about you?
Yeah, I am trying to do majority of my daily targets, which will eventually help me achieve my goal. So I can say I'm on track
Ah, nice, nice. That's good. At least one of us is on track.
at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
on track, on track. Yeah, let's see what happens and hope for the good. So yeah, guys, diving into our podcast. So our first major topic of the day is Venezuela, and Venezuela is making all the news. Venezuela and Nicolas Maduro. So yeah, the on January 3rd of this year, US has announced that it has successfully conducted Operation Resolve, a military raid in Caracas, which is the capital
Absolute
city
resolve.
of
Operation Absolute Resolve.
Absolute Resolve.
Yeah.
Absolute Resolve. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, my research is not up to the mark. Gemini is to be blamed.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolute is the key word
Yeah,
in that
so
operation.
absolute result. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So yeah, they have captured the president of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and his wife, Celia Flores. So the objective, which the president of U.S. States that the operation was necessary to safeguard U.S.'s national interest, and they also intend to oversee a safe, proper, and judicious transfer of power in Venezuela. And the narrative they're building is the he supports the uh, major drug syndicate which supplies drugs to the US. He supports them, and he also supplies guns and other other instruments or equipments to the gangs which supplies the drug which cartels and all the nexus of cartels and all the officials and everything, and he has a major role as per the US. And y- yeah, and that's the I think kind of major charges which they have pressed against him. So, Nimish, do you want to add anything else in this? And what do you think about the US doing raids on other country and capturing the president?
Yeah, this was a very shocking operation. Yeah, I think the official narrative or the official reasoning that they are saying is this narcotics related activities that Maduro was involved in, and they are
Mm,
basically uh, blaming the entire Venezuelan government for calling it a narcotics terrorism regime, essentially, and trying to legally try them for that. And there is a parallel for this. I think in 1989, they did the same. The US did the same thing with the Panama regime. There was a dictator there, and they did the exact same thing. They claimed that that regime was involved in narcotics, supplying narcotics to the US, and they kidnapped the president, the dictator there back then. So they're using the same playbook again in Venezuela, basically. But on the other hand,
mm,
Trump is very openly blunt about the reasoning. He's saying that this is to safeguard the oil interests, and we will run the country and we will sell a lot of oil. So he is sort of open about the real interests maybe that they have in Venezuela.
exactly. Yeah, so it's better that Trump was not there during the Iraq. Uh, he'll also be.
Yeah, he's being
He'll also be blunt about it.
brutally honest about everything. Like he's being
Yes,
very
exactly,
direct.
exactly.
Yeah, maybe it's good. Like at the end, US is going to do what they want to do either way. So instead of being diplomatic uh, on the front and doing all the things that they anyway want to do in a hidden way, Trump is just being open and honest about it. And this is how every country operates anyway. Like we just look out for our national interests. And yeah.
If the US's interest really is the oil, so isn't this some kind of imperialism, like the
Oh
United
yeah,
Kingdom
no, no,
and
it's a very bad thing. Like it's not good geopolitically. It's
yeah.
it's clearly I think I lost you for a bit there. Yeah, but it's clearly neo-imperialism. Like this is not
Hmm.
good. Like a country going into another country and just kidnapping the president, it's not good. Like this is clear violation of many international laws, I'm pretty sure. But Trump being honest about it,
Exactly.
it just everybody can see what it is for, really. So
Hmm.
there is no facade. There is no yeah, it's all out in the open. So that honesty,
Yeah, no diplomatic languages,
I'm
just we
impressed
talk,
by
just plain truth.
yeah, I'm impressed by that honesty. Well, absolutely, this uh, blatant violation of international laws is something to be concerned about. And Maduro was no noble person. Like he was a dictator and he was a ruthless
Yeah.
dictator. So,
Hmm.
um,
Exactly.
but still, he was a president of a country, right? And there are still some laws to be followed and some norms to be respected. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Exactly.
Um,
It's good that they didn't kill him right on the spot. They brought him to
yeah.
US for trial. That's, I think, a silver lining in this whole
Yeah,
storm.
that would have escalated this situation
Yeah.
quite a bit if they had killed him. I think that would have. I'm not sure if anybody could do anything about it, but it would be a serious, like it will, yeah, it would be a more severe
Hmm. Hmm.
violation
Exactly.
of a sovereign country if they had just gone there and killed the president. That would have been much worse. They had like there is casualty involved in this. Like I think there are 40 to 80 people uh, that have died in this operation. So it's not casualty free, but at least Maduro was not killed.
Exactly. So I think this can be I think spark in the spark to start a major wildfire kind of
For
thing, because
World War Three,
yeah, because yeah, no, yeah, maybe World War Three, or maybe something else, because if every country looks up to its own interest without considering the rule of law or the international decorum, or sort of, so what's stopping China from attacking Taiwan, and China from attacking Arunachal also.
yeah.
So
I
yeah, it's
mean, yeah. Now might is right kind of approach is
yeah,
everybody's
might
taking
be
that
right.
approach. Like and Trump is taking that approach. So if you can, you can, and nobody. Yeah, it's all about ability now. If you can, if China can actually go and annex Taiwan, nobody can justify or nobody can stop can have a proper justification for stopping them because they could not stop US from going and
US, yeah,
kidnapping the
exactly,
president. So
exactly,
there is no moral
exactly.
justification that any country can now provide. So it's all about might. If you can,
Mm.
nobody can stop you morally, at least. Yeah. Like
Yeah, so
what's
I,
stopping
I,
Russia from going and kidnapping Zelensky now? If they can, uh,
exactly,
I think
exactly, yeah,
US won't have any moral justification, moral um, yeah, moral reasoning for defending Ukraine after that. Or moral justification for uh, yeah, for denouncing Russia. Uh, yeah.
exactly. So yeah, what do you think? How has India how's the implication for India has been? because India is a major oil consumer in the world. I think second number in the world after China. So this if the when Venezuelan oil floods the market, then I think the price per barrel of oil will fall. I think it will be beneficial for India in the short term, right?
Yeah, I
So
think
maybe
yeah, if now Venezuela can supply the oil, basically US will supply the oil from Venezuela to the world, then yeah, there will be a price drop. But Venezuelan oil is already there are sanctions, but it's already being supplied to China and Russia and other and Iran, not Iran, but I think China and Russia. So it's already being supplied. It's already in the market in the global market, but not open for everyone. Just open for some of these countries. So um, there will be a price drop, but maybe not substantial. But but it's
yeah, but the based on the quantity of the reserve which Venezuela has and its production capacity is very low. So, if US can help to augment that capacity and increase it by, I think, 2 to 3 folds, then it will be a massive inflow of oil in the global markets, right? And
but that won't be
at
in the
that
short
time,
term. That will
where,
happen in the long term, right? Like this will require some time.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's 11 the long
whenever
term,
that
yeah.
happens, it will there will be a drop in the oil price. Yeah.
But what I've heard is they are not even producing oil at their peak capacity or the 80%. They are producing very less capacity at very less than what their maximum capacity is because many countries do not buy from Venezuela. Only like you said, China and Russia, and Russia also has its crude oil, right? That
Yeah.
Ural crude.
Yeah, Russia is basically helping Venezuela to bypass the sanctions. So it was buying and sort of recycling the oil and
Mm,
selling in different markets that it has access to. It was
exactly.
not
Yeah, yeah.
really, yeah, it was basically to bypass the sanctions, but not
Mm,
really because Russia actually used that oil. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, you're
exactly.
right. I think Venezuela would not be producing at its peak capacity because it doesn't have the customers
Mm,
for its oil. So now maybe with sanctions gone, maybe now they'll produce at peak capacity and but again,
exactly.
as you said,
What
they
I've
don't have
read
much
is
capacity. Yeah. Yeah. So it's still relatively quite
uh,
less, so it will not impact the price that
less
much, maybe.
exactly. Maybe. What I've read is I think we are buying a lot of oil from Venezuela in the turn of the century, like in early 2000s.
Hmm.
And after the sanctions on Venezuela, I think ONGC has some investment that tied in that Venezuelan refinery and that kind of thing. So after this US-led transition, there will be some respite to this ONGC, and they can get their money back, and they can get
Mm,
the
oh yeah,
dividends back also, which have been yeah, which have been uh, I think banned or which can be which you can transfer the dollar sanction the dollar, right?
yeah,
US will I think sees that yeah, so that kind of major minor zero I think is there for India, but it's not that much in the overall scheme of things. It's still uh, I think very bad news for US to uh, raid Venezuela and capture the president.
yeah. Yeah, there will be some. Yeah, I think some money is stuck there. ONGC's money is stuck there, which now maybe we can it can get back that money. But yeah, I think overall it's yeah, it's a decline of global order in a very dramatic way. So
Exactly.
this can, as you said, this can be a spark for a bigger spillover. This can spill over to the neighboring countries as well, because I think Trump warned Colombia's president that he could be next. So
Exactly. Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
also
Yeah. Exactly.
concerns
Exactly.
about regional stability in South America because of this. Even Brazil is
Yeah.
concerned.
Exactly.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. But is concerned, and there's a history of I think civil wars right
Mhm.
in these countries.
Yeah.
So this kind of thing can also spark the civil unrest, and can uh, the US will face some can face some unintended consequences which they are not foreseen. So that can also
Yeah.
happen. They can
Yeah. Like
exactly
if
because
if
it's
you destabilize a
very
country, like this is again the classic case of US going into a country and destabilizing the existing regime, creating a power vacuum, which leads the country to a civil war. And then US can't really handle that
exactly.
civil war, and it just exits the country, and the country is then left into it plunges into chaos after that. So that can happen with Venezuela for sure. Again, Maduro and like all these dictators are not really, they're not uh, good people. They're not, they're bad. And they already are, yeah, even with them at the helm, there is still civil war in Venezuela. So they are not really keeping the country together
Mm,
in a good way anyway. But still, like there should be a good continuity of leadership. Once you just take somebody away, you create this power vacuum. I think in this case, the vice president has stepped in, and she may be able to retain some continuity. And then and she is right now like it's the Venezuelan government under her. Like they are sort of course, saying that this is wrong and US should not have done this, but they're not openly anti-US. I think they're trying to de-escalate, and they are trying to control the situation instead of escalating the situation. So they may be open to US's demands and their influence, really. And now it is to be seen how Russia and China reacts. I think,
really.
sorry. So Venezuela was considered Russia's new Cuba, basically a way to check US, keep some
Yeah.
influence on a country that's close to the US. And Maduro was a puppet of Putin in some ways. So Russia, yeah, this is a clear uh, disrespect of Russian influence. So to be seen how Russia reacts. And there is already an
Yes,
escalation.
exactly.
The like US seized a Russian flagged oil tanker today.
Yeah.
There is now more direct conflict between the US and Russia after this. So this is going to escalate a bit. Looks like that. Trump is open for that, open for the escalation.
Exactly. And I think Russia also sent its nuclear submarine uh, to regarding the same as US seized
Ah,
the
yeah.
oil vessel, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, they
Russia also
sent a
sent its
submarine
nuclear
to escort that
submarine.
oil
Yeah.
tanker, but
Yeah.
US
That's what the
anyway
Russia.
seized it. Yeah, yeah. I think that the justification from the on the US side is that this oil tanker was trying to bypass the sanctions that were in place. So there is some legal justification
Mm.
of for capturing this vessel. I'm not sure how strong the justification is. Or
The US captured the vessel and Russia sent its submarine to rescue that oil tanker.
oh, yeah, but I think
It,
so US seized the vessel when submarine was nearby, basically. So there was some attempt for seizing the vessel first, and as soon as Russia knew about that, they sent the submarine, and then there was a proper capture of that vessel by a naval ship from the US. So when that happened, the submarine was nearby. So there was a possibility of confrontation, but they still went ahead and captured it.
okay.
So yeah, maybe we're
Uh,
heading towards World War III. Who knows? Yeah,
maybe.
maybe. I think Venezuela is not
So,
that big of a player to trigger World War III yet. But
uh,
still,
yeah.
yeah, it's not nothing. It's something. Yeah,
No, nothing. Yeah.
yeah,
Chain reaction can happen.
yeah,
You can't
yeah,
say for sure, right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly, exactly.
So yeah, but Nimish, do you want to add anything in this Venezuela Nicolas Maduro topic?
No, I think to be seen how what happens to Maduro now,
But
how his trial
exactly,
goes, and what US does eventually with him. To be seen.
exactly,
Do you know what happened with the
exactly, exactly.
dictator from Panama that US captured?
I didn't know. Okay, that kind of thing happened. It's
It was the
news to
exact
me.
same thing. It was the exact same thing, basically. Uh, I don't know if Panam, the
Yeah.
dictator,
So
was close to USSR or something like that, but was that geopolitically motivated or was that truly narcotics related raid? But yeah, the same thing happened in the same playbook. He was tried for narcotics, terrorism, and things like that. So same thing. I was surprised to see that 40 to 80 people died
okay.
in this operation. So that's not, and nobody from the US died. This is all casualty on the Venezuelan end. There were some Cuban people, like Cuban military advisors who died. So some Cuban and Venezuelan died.
Yeah, I think Cuban and Venezuela, I think have their mutual interest as you versus enemies, right? There is linkages there between Venezuela and Cuba.
Probably they were there as private security of Maduro or something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure many
Maybe.
people of that kind, like private security kind of forces, would have died in this operation because this was like very
Mm.
targeted operation to just capture him. So yeah, somebody posted on
So yeah,
online that this shows the power of nuclear weapons. Like if Venezuela had nuclear weapons,
exactly.
US would not have tried it. Yeah, so yeah, at the end, like nuclear is the ultimate defense apparatus. Like if you have that, nobody can touch you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But India carried out strikes in Pakistan.
Yeah, but there's a limit to which you can escalate a situation. India would not go beyond that. So there are some red lines that you won't cross if Pakistan has
Exactly.
the country has nuclear weapons. You won't attempt to capture
Exactly.
the president if he has a finger on a nuclear switch, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why Kim Jong Un is safe.
Yeah, that's why he can do whatever he wants to do. Yeah, nobody can touch him.
And I think, yeah, and he not only has nuclear weapons, he also has missiles, which can. I don't think it can still reach US, but can reach many parts of the world.
Yeah, they have long range missiles. That's
Long
surprising, you know, a
range missiles,
country
yeah.
like North Korea managed to create all of this. Of course,
Surprising,
it's
exactly.
he's also a puppet of other powerful neighbors, but still, like, yeah, they somehow
But
managed
still,
to.
but yeah, but to give some puppets long range missiles, it's also not a good thing. So I think North Korea more or less developed on its own. They have got some blueprint kind of sort of thing,
Mm.
but still they have I think they have made good. I think um, good progress in that field.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't think anybody would
Yeah, with
just
that,
give them the weapons directly, especially nuclear weapons. Nobody would give nuclear
exactly,
weapons
exactly,
to a
especially
puppet.
exactly,
So yeah, credit to North Korea for being able to develop something like this.
exactly. So yeah, guys, let's close this topic and get down to our next topic, which is the increasing violence in Bangladesh towards minorities like Hindus. So recently, after I think the Sheikh Hasina fiasco, the Sheikh Hasina fled to India. So the political transition happened in I think August 2024. So after that, it's the situation is more or less very unstable kind of thing. Not very unstable, but still on ventilator uh, in the medical parlance. So recently, many minorities and other peoples are targeted and they are beaten and beaten to death also sometimes. So the recent wave of violence, the most I think which which has been viral was I think the lynching of Deepu Chandra Das, a 25-year-old Hindu factory worker. Uh, I think the issue was, I think, it's not clear till now what is the issue. In India, as per our news and fact checkers, there was an accusation of blasphemy over a social media post. So he was beaten and hanged from tree, and I think his body was set on fire. Yeah, the government took some action. The interim government, Yunus. Mohammad Yunus's government took some action and arrested some peoples. But still, now also many targeted killings are happening. The government of the Bangladesh government is saying that this targeted killing is not based on communal, religion on the basis of religion. They are on the basis of I think the people which have been killed having the supporter of earlier Awami League, the Sheikh Hasina's party. So that's why the killings are happening. They are saying they are justifying that like this only. But yeah, there's some truth to that also. But there's some truth to increasing communal violence in Bangladesh also. Uh, so yeah, anyways, what's your take on increasing violence in Bangladesh, communal or political?
Yeah, the situation in Bangladesh is dire. Like it's becoming worse and worse every day. As you said, it's literally on ventilator. Um, they have elections coming up, general elections in February, I think, this year. And then there are
Hmm.
two major parties. The Awami League is banned now, so it's BNP, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, and the other one, the rival, is the Jamaat-e-Islam or Islami, something like that. JEI. I think I first thought that Jamaat might be behind some of these killings to sort of appeal to more hardline voters that we are really the true Islamic warriors, and maybe they could be trying to sway the hardline voters towards their side. Um, could be that, but I think there are like multiple factors. I think in some cases, many people might be just settling their personal scores in this with this excuse of minority killings and so on. So some of these could be just personal revenge, vendetta kind of situations. Others could be truly communal violence. Some could be the Awami League thing that you mentioned, and some could be Jamaat inspired, Jamaat motivated killings that they're truly targeting minorities. That's a possibility. Um, but it's very sad to see Bangladesh turning into such a nation like it was. It was not like that a few years ago. But yeah, it has
Hmm. Exactly.
gotten into a downward spiral, and it's just becoming worse and worse there.
How fast things change, right? To be a country of the youth from the country where the youths are being killed, lynched.
Yeah, very well put. Yeah, within like 18 months or even less than that, it is just the situation has gotten out of control, and the interim government is not really in charge. They can't maintain law and
Exactly.
order. They can't persecute the perpetrators in a proper way. So it's completely uh, they don't have any control, and I'm concerned that the next government may not maybe in the same situation, and they may not be able to control things. So it's a pretty serious situation there, and it could easily spill over the border and spread
Exactly.
on the other
Exactly.
side of the border. So it's a concern for us for sure. Um, and all these parties, the interim government, the BNP and Jamaat, they are all sort of either anti-India or none of them are pro-India for sure. They're anti-India.
Hmm.
BNP was anti-India historically, but BNP is now trying to become a more centralist kind of a party and more sort of pro-democracy party. So they may try to keep amicable relations with India, if not friendly relations. Um, but the other two, like the Awami, the Jamaat is, I think they will definitely be pro Pakistan kind of stance, and they will definitely not be
Hmm.
India
Exactly.
friendly. And the interim government is also sort
I
of
don't think
quite weird. Yeah.
I don't think they remember the Pakistani rule there. I
That's
don't
so
think
surprising, no? You would
they
think,
yeah
yeah.
I don't think they knew what the Pakistani army did to them
Yeah,
to support.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't they teach all this in the textbooks? Like, you would think that a country would
Exactly,
remember
exactly,
something like that for centuries, if not at least a few decades.
exactly,
It's just like 45 years, like 1971, maybe like 50, more than 50 now. But still, like,
exactly.
I think people of that generation they're still alive and they're still
Still
around.
alive, yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I think sometimes this fundamental religious identity is stronger than
Stronger than yeah,
the
exactly.
other identities. So maybe that is taking over the discourse there. And so I think recently I think Bangladesh air chief, he traveled to Pakistan for the first time. So
Mm.
he is right now on a visit to Pakistan, and he's meeting the military officials there. So they are sort of again reigniting the older ties that they had with Pakistan, which is all very very surprising to see.
Very surprising to see. And India's stance also doesn't help, right? Because the Sheikh Hasina is hiding in India. So many Bangladeshi people are anti-India because of only that reason. So yeah, that kind of India also has its geopolitical play. But yeah.
Do you think we should slowly let Hasina go somewhere else? Urge her
Mm,
to maybe move to the UK or some other country? Do you think that that's
mm,
in interest of India?
exactly.
No, do you think that is what we should do? We should urge Sheikh Hasina to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
somewhere
yeah,
else?
yeah. I think it's but I think I think her safety is concerned because anywhere outside India, safety is I think it's not guaranteed. I think maybe UK is still a good options because
I
UK
think
gives
her family is already there. Like I think
already there, right?
her son is there. Some members of her family are there. So maybe UK could be a good place for her.
Mm,
Um, yeah, and yeah, like we should not. I think we should help Sheikh Hasina, and we helped enough. I think we gave her shelter here for we made sure she doesn't die there. We helped enough.
mm,
Now this should not come at the expense of India's national interest. So if
national interest, yeah,
because
exactly.
I don't think she can. Maybe we are betting on her coming to power again, and maybe we are just uh, waiting this chaos to end and reinstate her back. But I don't know. I think we should not play God with Bangladesh. We should not try to do all this. We should not meddle into their internal matters too much. So yeah, maybe now it's good for her to go to some other country, and I'm sure India
Exactly.
would be trying to get in touch with the existing interim government, but also other parties and establishing fresh relations with them. Uh, Clearly, Awami League won't come to power in at least in this election because they are not allowed to participate. So we have to do something with with the new players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think about the geopolitical implications about this rising communal political tensions uh, all around India? Do you think there are some higher power doing some covert operations kind of thing?
It's possible because I think Sheikh Hasina was also um, anti-US in some ways. Like she
Yeah.
didn't let US establish some military base in Bangladesh. So it's possible there is some invisible hand of CIA at play here, at least at play in her ouster, in her yeah, ousting her.
Mm,
Um, but I think this Jamaat, the grassroots influence of
mm.
Jamaat seems more organic. This seems yeah.
Nimish, what this social media algorithm can do, right? They can make some uh, niche group mainstream giving them by giving them a platform, by making them viral, sort of a thing. So I think it's very much possible that this whole algorithm can be altered or tailored according to their needs. Many people do it. Like in India, also, many politicians or political parties do such a campaign that their bad things are kept under the carpet and good things are highlighted. And if some MP has some MP is in news for something bad, then I think some other distractions happen. So that's
Yeah.
all part of a calculated, manipulated play. So that can happen
Yeah, I agree.
at scale. That can happen.
Yeah, if some country wanted, they could easily, yeah, bring grassroots level changes if they wanted. I think the only country that benefits from Jamaat coming to power is Pakistan. I don't think it's an interest of the US or even China to bring an unpredictable,
Hmm.
uncontrollable entity like Jamaat to power. I think America has been burnt enough times in the past with Afghanistan and Taliban and so on to hopefully understand now that they can't really control these kind of entities. Um, I think same with China. I don't think China would want to play with Islamic fundamental groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, only Pakistan would benefit from something like this.
I I don't think they intend to uh, play with the Jamaat. They intended to for the dismissal of Sheikh Hasina, but this Jamaat and all this uh, communal violence is, I think, a byproduct or unintended consequences of
Mm.
that second order, third order, higher order effects. Because we still can't predict what happens next. Let's see what happens in the election. Then
Yeah,
I think it's a major.
yeah,
There can be a
it's to be
major
seen.
fork in the road.
Yeah, it's to be seen how fair these elections are, and yeah, what happens in the election. I think that will show
Exactly.
if there is some foreign influence or not. And but I think the events leading to the ouster of Sheikh Hasina was they were sort of natural in some sense. Like Sheikh Hasina was there for 15 years, and she was sort of controlling the country with an iron fist. And then
Yeah, they were natural, but I think they were the protest gained gained the momentum in exponential scale. So that's to me is maybe it's natural. But it's
I mean it's
the protest were organic, but the scale which the scale of the protest after just some days, like that's yeah, it can be natural. Yeah, it was
uh,
natural, I think,
yeah, absolutely
but
social
it can
media
also
was
be
involved.
manipulated.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was manipulated social media campaign or was it an organic social media campaign. But I think with social media, it's possible to for a very small spark to
Hmm.
become a wildfire within a very short period of time. I think the same thing happened in Nepal as well. Um, and that was
Hmm.
also due to
Yeah.
social media with Discord and all of that. So again, it's not clear if some foreign entity is controlling that spread or it's just organic spread. But I agree, it's in today's world, I think things are more chaotic, out of control. Like things can get out of hand very quickly if yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
if not managed properly. Yeah. Yeah, to be seen. I'm looking forward to the elections that happen in Bangladesh and
Yeah.
see what happens. Because
Yeah.
if Jamaat
For the
comes to
election in
power, I
Bangladesh.
think we have to be really, careful with Bangladesh. Like if
Careful.
Jamaat
Exactly.
rises to power. Yeah,
And many of our borders are Bangladesh is border to many of our states,
it's very
and
porous.
many of
Yeah,
that borders are porous. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah,
And if not porous, it can be easily crossed, and it can be easily immigrants can easily cross that
yeah,
and get some identity in India. So that's a major concern.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm concerned that Jamaat will become a puppet eventually. If even if
Mm,
they don't have such intentions themselves, it will easily become a puppet of some foreign Islamic power, and then things can get out of control. Yeah, let's see.
exactly. So yeah, guys. Uh, let's get so now let's dive into our last topic today, which is the Indore tragedy. So the cleanest city of India, which is Indore, has been struck by a tragedy where I think 1,400 residents fell ill and around 11 to 18, based on which source you count, 11 to 18 people are dead.
Mm.
So the major reason for this deaths and uh, illnesses, uh, I think the water contamination. The main drinking water was contaminated with sewage water. So that's the main reason. I think uh, the medical college also tested the samples, and it was found that that there was a bacterial contamination in this water supply system. So so I think some soak pit or the sewage pit was draining into the already damaged pipe. The pipe, I think the pipe was already damaged. The sewage water was seeping into the pipe water system, and the whole fiasco occurred. So this is the I think uh, what can I say? It's a tragedy, but I think this kind of tragedy happens in many cities, and we I think we as a people of India I think don't even try to hold accountable to the hold the people accountable that why what can be the justification for the 18 people who have died uh, and died because of what? Because of drinking the water which was supplied. So
Yeah,
that's kind of
absolutely.
sad thing.
Yeah, I was talking to someone yesterday, and that's what I was saying. I was complaining about that we just don't value our lives enough. We don't value our people enough. Like people just
Exactly.
die of such petty reasons, such petty issues, and we just move on. Like this can't be happening, right? We can't. And in Indore, like supposed to be the cleanest city in the country, and
Yeah,
uh, yeah, people are just dying of drinking water. Like this is just such a shameful thing, and it has to be taken seriously. Like, you can't just move on.
that's what I think.
Something has to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this kind of thing happens in I think many major cities like drinking water, the sewage water contamination. I have heard many cases. So this actually if there is some error that there's a leakage in pipe drinking water and the seepage and the sewage water seeps into this whole thing is also a design problem because the drinking water and sewage water should be kept apart, not very close by. So this also a whole design issue and design and this kind of issue. Like all the drainage and the piping water are all done haphazardly without any planning, without any future zoning laws and that kind of thing. It happens I think piecemeal wise. So
Yeah, you would know as a civil engineer how this is supposed to be done, and but it's like are there proper engineering practices that you have to follow to make sure the seepage doesn't happen? Like the drainage at the end, these pipes have to reach all the homes, both drainage and water. So there will be some overlap somewhere, but you have to avoid major overlaps where you just
yeah,
impact a large
exactly.
area
If the
somehow.
yeah the main or the main pipes and all the distribution pipes shall be kept as far as possible from the sewage network. You should keep them as far as possible from the sewage network. But the like the minor point, like the line of building, a single line of building can be if it is not possible to keep them apart, that can be maintained properly because if a building gets if the building profile system gets contamination, then it can be solved easily. If the whole mains get contaminated, then it's a very huge issue and affects a lot of area, a lot of people. So yeah, that kind of system can be there, but
Is it
still
common
it's
to create the whole network in like orthogonal directions? Like water should run vertically and sewage should run horizontally throughout the city. To basically only they should only intersect at these points and they don't run parallel for longer sections to make sure that happens. Can you do that like orthogonal planning?
No, see, you have to dispose the sewage. You have to dispose the sewage in a, I think, a sewage treatment plant or tertiary treatment plant or any treatment plant. So you can only do the vertical displacement of sewage system up to an extent. After that, you have to transport it horizontally only, and that too by gravity.
No, no, I'm not
So
talking about vertical that way. I'm talking about like if you look from top, if you look from top in a city.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And if
yeah.
you put the sewage plant on the top of on say on the northern side of the city, and you put the water plant on the eastern side of the city, that way you can run all the pipes from east to west, or the water pipes from east to west, and all the sewage pipes from north to south, something like that. So In that way, you
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah,
putting
yeah,
pipes
yeah.
orthogonal in orthogonal directions so they only intersect at this intersection points. They
Exactly,
don't run
exactly,
parallel.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So that the contact points are minimal.
Yeah, something like that. So I think all these kind of
Yeah,
planning has
yeah,
to happen.
yeah. There are there are many ways to for this planning planning of sewage. And first thing is yeah, there should be the proper gaps between them. So if earlier days we used to have water pipelines on one side of the road and the CA pipelines on the other side of the road.
Mm.
So what happens now due to lack of location or lack of land, the sewage and water pipes runs in the same direction, like in the same side of the road.
Mm.
So the drinking water is, I think, above the sewage water. So that if there's a leakage, then there's a leakage from pipe to drinking water to sewage, not sewage to drinking water. But you know in the water has a capillary action, right? So the sewage water can also seep can also seep to that.
Upwards,
But
yeah.
still, there's a low probability. But still, it can happen. It happens also. But yeah, that kind of thing you have to do due to the uh, location or issue or land issue or that kind of issue. And our cities are also not planned, right?
Mm.
It's I think a natural growth. So you can't even in our city also Vadodara, in the older part of the town, there's still it's very cramped. There's no place to even reach fire tenders
Yeah.
in case of any fire. So yeah, that kind of issues there also.
Yeah, I think
But still,
there aren't any easy solutions for these problems. So yeah, we don't have an option but to just move on. Like we as citizens can't do much. Like we can just
hmm,
try to raise this issue, make people aware of these issues, and do something about it. But at the end of the day, these are such complex, deep-rooted problems that there's no easy solution. Like this will require years of.
exactly.
But I think even if these are complex issues, they could be prioritized. Like we can
Yeah,
prioritize. Like
there is solution to it.
I think
It's not
every city,
impossible to
Vadodara,
solve this issue.
yeah, Vadodara must have enough funds to somehow redo some of these pipes to make sure there is less seepage. So yeah, I'm sure these cities are rich. Indore is also it's a rich city. Like they can afford to do something about this. And these are such basic questions like sanitation and water, and these are such basic basic
Basic
infrastructure.
systems, right?
Yeah, basic
Exactly,
infrastructure systems that you have to prioritize this first. You have to get this right first, and then you can talk about more complex things like bullet trains and things like that,
exactly,
right?
exactly. I think in the developed countries they don't even think about these systems, right? The sewerage systems, the path system. They don't even think about that. They
Yeah,
just
it's taken for granted. Like this will be done in the right way. It's just taken for granted, and it's done in the right way. Like I'm sure they would also have the same issues a few centuries, not maybe a few decades ago, and they redid all of that and made it right, made it correct. So I think we are at that stage that we have to now redo our basic infrastructure to make
mm,
sure that's done in the right way, and people are not just dying of drinking water. Like
exactly.
that just can't happen.
And these kinds of debts, right? The debt due to lack of basic facilities also affects a very poor, very less economically less stable group.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
and like very young babies and old
Yeah.
peoples who can't who are not healthy. Healthy in a particular way. So that kind of thing, these cases affects them more. So that's also concerning.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have to get this right. And yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many middle class or rich peoples have RO filters in the house, right? The economically weaker sections can't afford
And I think
this
that's
kind of
why this
thing.
is ignored, basically. These things get ignored
Exactly.
because the
Exactly.
affluent class of the society is not getting impacted. The marginalized
Exactly.
folks are disproportionately impacted by these issues, and power lies within the upper strata of the society. So powerful people don't really care about these issues.
Don't really care about exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's true for this also. It's true for air pollution. It's true for everything which is
Yeah.
wrong in this country.
I think all issues they impact. those kind of people who can't afford to get impacted by those issues. Like they impact marginalized class of the society the most, and they don't have the means to fight those issues, to protect themselves from these issues. And yeah, yes, it's pretty
Exactly,
sad and
guys. Pretty sad.
yeah, sort of yeah, it's sad to see. This is the reality, and that's why I think the upper class of the society, the more fortunate class of the society, should raise these issues more loudly, even though they may not be impacted directly by it, but they have to create noise whenever something like this happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nimish, did you want to add anything in this topic?
No, I think I just
No,
feel
right? We have covered
feel
everything.
yeah, I just feel powerless, and I just feel sad that we don't value our own people,
Exactly.
lives of our own society the way we should. Yeah, people just die, and we just move on.
Exactly. Hmm. So yeah, guys, on this tragical note, we'll end our podcast.
All
Good
right,
night, Nimish.
see you next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye bye.